Hi everyone, it's Kay here. Thank you very much for joining me today. I have not been doing a lot of videos because January's been really busy with us looking after the grandchildren 2 times a week, one lot one day and one lot the other next day, to suit the parents' needs. And the other days I've been taking up with other things. It's just been so busy, so I haven't done a lot of videos. So I'm going to be doing Roxy's challenge, and I'm way behind, but I'm going to be doing week 3 to start off with, which is ages ago. So week 3 was to create long envelopes, and I did this one, these ones in front of the TV, and I put 2 book pages together here because one book page was too narrow. I've got to glue them down, so that's one. And this is why I just did one book page, and I realised, so I've only got a little envelope for that one. And I did another one in pink with a very long flap. So I've got those to decorate. But today we're going to be doing this because I'm going to be doing them for this journal that I'm making with blues in it. Lots of pale blues. Sorry, excuse me. So I'm going to be doing that for those. So with these, I'm just going to not measure, of course. So you measure to the, I think Roxy did. She did the 6 to the 6th line, and then back the other way. So there's a bit of a gap in between you fold it over. They do it. I was watching her and Gail do them, and Gail Gastellelli, and they're so fast because I've obviously had lots of practice and I haven't. This is not going to be a very tall envelope either, but there we go. I've only got a short journal, 8-inch journal, so I'm just doing the folding down first, and then I bet you that's not straight. So look. Excuse my head, sorry. I'll have a look. Yep. Then unfold it, and to go into what did they do? They cut the whole thing off, didn't they? I had half an hour sleep last night, so even though I've just watched it to reconfirm what I was doing, I can't remember already. Hopeless. And why did I only have half an hour sleep? It's because the pain in my arm is getting a lot worse. I've gone back to see the doctor. I have to go see a specialist for shoulders. And he did tell me I had calcification in my shoulder, but I didn't realise until he said, when I saw him, that it's actually on 3 of my ligaments, the calcification is. And calcification is build up and it's inflamed and causes pain, so that's why. And why didn't I take a painkiller was because I took some cold and flu as well because my throat, my ears were sore. Never-ending saga. So did I cut that straight? Probably not. So I folded it all over like that, and then cut off the sides and just do a little indent here in the side, and a sloping cut to make it look more pocket-like, envelope-like. And for if you want to be exact, you could fold it over without folding it over, if you know what I mean. Just hold it very gently so you can see if you need to cut it a bit more. This is probably hard to see for you to see this plate paper because it's so pale. The reason why I chose this colour is because I had lots of pink, and then when I put pink 12 by 12 left over for various scrapbook collections, but when I put them all together I thought, oh no, that's not the look I'm going for, so I ended up just using one collection in the end. So there's this is a wallpaper piece, and I just thought it was really quite neutral, go in the the journal. So I'm going to do it again like Rachel said, to merge it up to this. Oh, I don't think this one's a bit smaller. I cut this one smaller, that's right. So I'm just going to wing it, this one, to what I think it should be. You could use a bone folder to make sure the folds are nice and crisp, if that was what you wanted to do. I thought I would join in with Roxy's challenges because it would help me build up my knowledge of how to make various ephemera. So, and it's only once a week, and no, I don't think it matters if we don't keep up, really, because couldn't even start really, because it was just so, children 2 days and one thing and another. Birthdays, my husband and I have had our birthdays over the last couple of weeks. He is exactly 2 years, 1 week older than me. So I turned 66, he turned 68. We're both Aquarians. He's just Aquarian because he's sort of like on the cusp, really, as they call it. So that's how, and then Rachel unfolded and then cut along her folds. And I'm going to do the same again. Oh, not that way around, okay? That way around. You could measure it if you wanted to. I'm quite happy just to do what I think. So I'm sorry if you want measurements. I think it's just how you feel, really. Going on what you journal. I mean, you've used a whole A4. This is a whole A4. I just made the tag longer because most of my journals tend to be 8.5 or 9, so that's why I did that for that one. Cut off the top. And I'm going to stop and think then now for a minute. And if you wanted to, you could take a corner rounder. Oh, I dropped something in the process. Oh, sorry if I gave you a startle. It probably won't go in my corner round. Now I can see why people use those other ones, because it won't fit in my corner. My corner rounder won't work. I can see why people buy those square things with 3 or 4 different corners to be punched. I don't know what you call them. I'll have to look for them. So that'd be great to just like that. And then you can decorate the sides. So before we do that, I'm going to stick this down on the bottom here, so I know on the side here. So what was it that somebody was saying that I bet you this is stuck. This is not glue. This is glued up. Sorry about that. If there's anything wrong with this glue, it clogs up the, and I should have checked first. Why don't I use alkali glue? Because 1, it's expensive. 2, I don't know. I just failed miserably trying to get the whole nozzle on there, and then my pin broke. A range of other things. It put me right off. It's just me, the user. Some things I just don't get my head around very well. Like, people have told me about different various programs they use for their videos, and I can't get my head around them. I've had to go 1 or 2 of them a couple of times now, and I just can't seem to work out how to do them, despite watching various YouTubes on it, and thinking that I was sort of doing quite well just to even get my head around this one. Oh, why isn't it? I'm going to put that one to the side, sorry. Let's try another one. It's weird today because it's 20 degrees and it's summer. It's supposed to be summer. So goodness knows what's happened to oh no, I shouldn't have done that, should I? Because that'll be, I think that's why they just did the edges K. Sorry. It's not common we get this sort of cool weather in the middle of summer. Usually it's sort of hot, hot, hot. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Lessons not learnt. Doesn't help when you only get half an hour's sleep. Apologies. But I'm just really glad that you're here to watch me, and I'm so grateful for all my supporters. And if you do watch, please give me the thumbs up. It would be, for those people who don't know, by giving them people you watch on YouTube a thumbs up, it shows YouTube that content is being liked, and that and it shows your videos a bit more, and then your channel grows a bit more. So that's how it works. So I'm going to decorate this envelope with you at the moment. Whether we do the other one, I don't know. Excuse me, I'm just going to drink. Oh, it's been a bit croaky, I don't know why. So I've got some stamps here. These are Cozy Craft stamps. And this is a uniquely creative stamp, so I'm going to use this one first. I've got, what's this one? This one's pumice stone. That one there. And this one is peacock feathers. Yeah. Probably the wrong colour. Blue, probably. Should have got the other one, probably. Maybe I should have got the other one. Broken china, probably. Doesn't matter. I think I need to get a big one of these because I use it a fair bit. I don't have a lot of inks, but the ones I do have are very well used. And I'm going to use this big round coffee one that I love so much. It gets used a lot, this one, with the pumice stone. So it's darker, but it's not dark like black. Okay, and then I'm going to be using some of Tim Holt's Field Notes stamps as well. What shall we use? Butterfly maybe, in the blue. I always find it hard to use the rubber on, you know, to put on a acrylic block. They never seem to sort of want to stay. Perhaps it's just me. And numbers. Good to have them repetitive sometimes. This one here. This big one, I quite like this big one. I use this one a lot. I actually use it a lot for creating, you know, tuck spots. You know, when you're folding, and also for when you're folding an envelope, if you put one of those there and you stick the glue the bottom bit, it makes a wonderful little thing to hold your envelope down. What else should I have? Anything else? I don't want to have too much because I might end up using a picture as well. At the moment I quite like what I've done there. Could do a sideways one. Okay, I think that's enough for that one. And I might not even bother doing stamping on the other one because it's got a really lovely background already, and I might just put a focal point on that one. So just put the stamps to one side. Oh, I've got, I made a bit of franken paper. Franken paper is when you get a strip of paper, put some glue on the edge, and you stick the other one on top, just like that. So this one's not stuck to anything else, it's just stuck to each other. So I've got that out to use as a maybe as some. I was going to get my husband to fix this. I broke this one by trying to. Unbroken, it's just stuck. That's right. So I can't use that. We could just draw a circle, couldn't we? I'm not very good at drawing circles, so. We could just cut a square. Just cut a square. Or just even just the strips, maybe. Just those 3 strips there, like that. Just doesn't have to be very big. Bit of texture. Got to something I bought. I think it might have been the Typology Christmas kit that I got. And do I want a little bit of this textured paper as well? Got lots of textured paper there. There's that one, or that one, or shall I just use a bit of text which I've got down here that I've used in the book, so just use a little bit of text. This person had this box of children's books in a box outside their place, obviously wanting to. They were sitting there for a day or so, and then I thought, so I might as well just pick them up. And we kept some for the grandchildren, and the others I'm just going to use as in my journals, because it's good sized text. Okay. And then do I want to have this something here? So I've got some things here that I got from Minte's shabby book. There's a clock and some covering over that butterfly, but doesn't matter. Do you know what? I quite like that. I might just stick to that. Because there's a bit of blue on this bird, and the leaves are sort of grey blue, and this sort of goes nicely together. So I'm going to put it up a little bit higher, maybe. Now that I've decided to cover the bird. Before I was worried about covering the bird, but I'm not worried about it now. Too late. Yes, I quite like that. So let's just stick that down. Broken, doesn't matter, because when you glue it down, it just stays down. So excitingly, this morning my husband and I went down to the RAA, which is a Royal Automobile Association you can belong to in South Australia. So if you get trouble with your car, you can ring them and they can come and help you. And but they also do travel, and a long time ago we used to do a lot of travelling, booking through them, but we went to see them today because we've already got one cruise booked with them later this year, going from here all the way up the east coast of Australia, all the way up to the Cairns in Queensland. So I'm really looking forward to that one. But anyway, so we saw this other cruise we want to see, because Australia is such a big country and it's hard going if you want to drive. We don't have a caravan or anything, and we've ummed and ahed over the years about getting one, but we decided we wouldn't get one because we quite like the cruising thing and we can't do both. And we're going to go up the west coast from Perth, with a port there. It's actually Fremantle, and goes up the east coast. West coast of Australia. So we're really looking forward to that one as well. But we went there and just about nearly everything had gone. All the cabins had basically gone. And she said there's a couple here, you know, down by the casino. And we just looked at it and thought, no, I don't really want to do that. So she said the only thing left is with the balcony. And we looked at each other and thought, well, why not? So do I want to put this key there as well? Or a little angel. That looks a bit odd, doesn't it, really? Butterfly, maybe. Yeah, butterfly and the bird on the same page. Well, I am. So that'll be, would you believe, September next year, because people are just booking things so quickly. And I think people in Australia are still happy just to see places in Australia. Like, and especially for us, this one we're going on this year that goes up to Queensland is leaves from Adelaide, which is where we live, which would be fantastic. We don't have to catch a, you know, connecting flight, which would be good. Right, I'm really happy with the way that looked. You could ink the outside if you wanted to. Let's see, what have I got? A sponge here. I think I might use the pumice stone to contrast against the blue. You don't have to ink if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. And I think that with all the stamping that I've got on there, and I just think the small little cluster I've made here is enough. I could have put some lace on it, Kay. All that lace. You always forget lace. I'm going to get the lace in a minute and see if there's anything that I can add to. Don't like make my envelopes too bulky though. It's coming up. So just glue it down a bit more. Where's my lid? Let's have the lid on so it'll dry. Lace cake. This one. Oh, excuse me a minute, sorry. I've got this one. Let's have a look to see which best. Blue. That's flat. This is so pretty, this one. When it goes, if I go that, I'd have to take the butterfly up. That's not necessarily a bad thing though. Change my mind. I can do it very carefully because it's one thing I also like about this glue. It gives you a bit of wriggle room to get things off if you change your mind, which with like art glitter glue you can't do that. It's got an antenna, so I'm just going to put some glue across the top here. I don't have any fabric glue, so I'm just going to use the 450. It works. Hellmouth 450, which works just as I've found that it works just as well for lace as it does for paper and card. my scissors buried underneath the lace. You could decorate the back, I suppose, as well. I might just put a just an element like that in the back, just like that, and maybe the butterfly that I took off here. Doesn't really need a lot, the back. I could use the franking paper again, really, to make it match the front. We could do that, couldn't we? Keep the element for the other one maybe. Still not stuck down here on the side because I've turned off the glue because it was only supposed to be 20, but once I shut the door in here it gets really warm because the light makes it all warm. I'm conscious of the time, so and use the franking paper, which is coming undone. Of course it does. Let's have a look. It's okay because it's going to be stuck down again, just on here like that. I think that looks fine. Just gives it a bit of a lift and just needs to be cut there. Hopefully it's straight. Yep, that'll do. Way is getting in there. Anyway, we went anyway to this area to book our trip for next year, and like I said, it's not till September next year, and you know, all the normal cabins are all booked out already. And every single person, customer service person, was busy. And then they were right next door to another travel company called Hello World, and they were just as busy as well, because I think people just want to go places. You know, haven't spent much for the last 3 years because we haven't been able to go. We've been so lucky though. Like, for a long time in South Australia, we were still travelling before, you know, before we got... actually, people were travelling all right from different states until they shut the borders for some states, and then you couldn't travel interstate. You could travel within your state, which is good. And South Australia is so big, you see. And then they just said some places they had, when they closed down the cities, you couldn't do that either. But we were just so lucky here in South Australia. We weren't closed down for huge lengths of time like some cities were. It's just funny how states have different rules. Okay, I think that's enough really. Just maybe a bit of lace down the middle, just to sort of make it look pretty. Shall I do it, or shall I use the pretty lace? Just seems a waste to use it. Oh, I don't know though. Just think that sort of tops it off. Just here. I was thinking one of these days I'm going to cut myself, because I think most people sort of cut their lace like that, or string or ribbon or whatever. Sometimes paper. I didn't cut this bottom bit very straight, did I? It looks very raggedy. I've got ink on the end of my nails here. So Roxy, who lives in Italy, she's from Australia too, so she was saying that she hasn't been able to come home for 3 years because of, you know what she said. I thought, yes, it would have been so hard for people who had family overseas, so hard. I mean, my eldest daughter was living in Melbourne and they had a really horrendous long lockdown, so, and they had a 3-year-old at home and no garden really, just a back decking, but they were able to go to the playground, thank goodness, and for the children were allowed to go to the playground, which was a good thing. They just had a playground just around the corner from them, so they were allowed out for exercise. Can't remember how long now. Anyway, so we used to send the 3-year-old parcel one a week just to sort of help her have something new once a week. I think it was locked down for 6 or 7 weeks. It was so long, really long, because they've had such a terrible outbreak there. Anyway, enough stuff. I might just put some labels down there later on, or not bother. I think I quite like that one the way it is, and it's going to go really nicely in my blue journal page. And I could do what Roxy suggested. I could pop it over the top. Oh, sorry, you might see over the top of the page like that, and that would look really nice because that Franken paper is from this wallpaper here. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty wallpaper? So that's one, and I've got time to do this one. Probably not. Try. Just don't stuff this one up, okay? Hopefully my glue's on a roll now, and it'll come out without having me fuss and bother with it. So glue that side, glue the edge of that one there, glue the edge of that one there, so that way you've got 2 points of gluing. Glue the bottom, and then do I want to ink this one the same as the other one? I'll do it first, just again with the where else I was, pumice stone. So sorry. I just can't think. I know it can be an age thing, but when I just don't get enough sleep, or I'm on medication, or I've been on a few painkillers lately because of my arm. It's been so painful, and that always makes me feel a bit, I can't concentrate. It was terrible when I got sick the first time with this lung thing that I've got 4 years ago now. I had to take my husband with me all the time because being ill all the time, I could not remember anything. He had to come with me to all my appointments because, you know, so he would hear the same information that I was getting at the same time. So, you know, rather than me trying to remember to tell him and, you know, make appointments and stuff like that, because he just helped me manage all my appointments and medications and everything there for a while, because I just could not concentrate or think. It was just awful. And people ask me questions now about, well, what happened when, and I'm looking at them and saying, I'm sorry, I just don't remember. I just don't remember. So I've got a frame here from the collection, from the Mintake collection. And I've got a couple of images here from a book that I had, Victorian. Is that one page? I thought I had 2 there. Oh, there's another one. Disappeared on me. I could put that on the image like that. I don't have any gold to make that gold either, but I could just very carefully use the other end of the sponge. Oops. And just give it a contrasting colour. And just give it a bit of a blue highlight. Oops. Too much. Oh well. This, did I tell you these things that I'm using here from Mintake come from the Shabby book. Mintake Shabby book. Perfect for this kind of and I could just dull it down again as well now, after all that, with the pumice stone. dull it down a little bit. And I had them sitting in my stash for ages, and I thought, oh, I've got to use them. It's ridiculous. You might have seen the video I had of that recently. So let's cut this, just trim this, stick this on. Sorry for the glare. Hopefully the envelope is in the middle of it now. And you can't see it. Just my Valentine, think of me. Oh, I've got it upside down. Anyway, I forgot to ask. Hope you're okay and doing okay. And sorry for. I hope you didn't think I was grumbling. And I have to admit that sometimes I need to grumble because I don't talk about it. It's not. I need to get it off my chest. Sometimes I get a bit depressed when I don't feel very well. I'm sure, like all of you do. I find crafting really, really helps. I'm so glad that I found it. And this, you know, the junk journaling community is so lovely and kind, and look out for each other and support each other's channels and give each other shout outs. So this is good. I'm glad Roxy's doing this one, because all the daily ones are just too much for me, and I might not even get around to do the weekly ones the way I'm going. Oh, why isn't the glue? It's just not coming out. I might actually just use this, this one here, Express. This is white glue. This is really stick. This really sticks, but it's good to do sometimes with cardboard and stuff sometimes. It does smell though. What am I? Oh, you know what I've done? Oh no, I've cut the wrong side. Right, Kate. Whoops. Okay, it's supposed to be there and coming over that side, you dill. Hopefully I can fix it. I might have to use washi tape. What a numbskull. But anyway, it'll have to be upside down now. Low. Oh, I don't know. Will it have to be upside down? Possibly not, but it might not reach. I'll have to use this tape. Bit of glue so it doesn't. Because then oops! I knew that would happen. Just use my fingers. Use glue on the washi tape so that it stays stuck. Might have to put something on the back now of that. If I put this right way around, I thought that right. It goes on the top on there. No, it doesn't go like that, Kay. It goes. Oh, stuffed up badly. Anyway, I have to do it there. I can't believe I did that. See, I'm a novice making these sort of things. But hopefully, by looking at my mistakes, you can see what not to do. Yes. Well, I did have a tissue there for a while. Where's it gone? I did have tissues in here, but I think I took them out because I had a cold blow. Let's put a bit of paper there. So I have to put some glue, washi tape on the inside of there now. so annoyed with myself. That's just to cover up the space because it looks blank now. Oh well, that's right. Be manually folded down anyway. Unbelievable. Well, like I said, you don't learn if you don't make mistakes. That's how you learn, I think. I think I've fixed it. Looks all right. Just the word's upside down now. Never mind. Rescued in the nick of time. And I don't have any words really to put on there. Do I want to put a little butterfly? Or some more lace, perhaps. Maybe some blue lace this time. A little on the top. No, I think I'm going to put it there. Hopefully, I didn't get some glue out of this time. It's my last thing because I just realised what the time was. I have to take the clock. I've got a clock on my wall here. It's got quite a loud tick. And whenever my grandchildren come, I have to take it out because I don't like it. Even during the daytime, I don't like it. It's too loud, Nana. It's too loud. I have to admit, I used to live in the lounge room in our old house, sort of like we had a big family room, kitchen top thing. And then when we came here, we didn't know where to put it because the house is a little bit smaller and it has got a loud tick. So putting it in here is fine because I'm not in here all the time. Right. Anyway, thank you for joining me today while I did Roxy's weekly challenge for week 3. Oh, I think you did have it the right way because that's... Oh, I've just gone and lost the plot. So anyway, sorry for being a pest and a nuisance and not remembering what I'm doing because I think I'm just too tired. So I'm going to unpick that and put it around the right way. I am unbelievably non-compos mentis today. That's right, they can go down there still. And now I have to put one in there. While I fix this, we will say goodbye because I'm sure you don't want to see me get this fixed. It'll just turn out like this one. And I just think they're gorgeous. Both of them look really great in my new journal. And I want to say thank you very much for being with us. Give me the thumbs up. Make a comment would be really lovely too. And I appreciate all of you for your support. Thank you. Bye-bye.